Williamson is 10 times the world champion. Bax and Stupilis, they've done it again. Unbelievable. Marvin van Lukener certainly deserves the red plate. And what an incredible sport this is. Fast, high and spectacular. Unbelievable.
Hello and welcome to round 2 of the 2022 FIM Sidecar World Motocross Championship. The opening round was in the Netherlands, in the back garden of Etienne Bax. Not so much André Cermak, his passenger, because he comes from the Czech Republic. But the local boys went well, as you might have imagined. Britain, Brett Wilkinson, he and Joe Mellard also did a sterling job. The French did themselves proud as well. So the opening round brought lots of action, but there were one or two shortcomings. Wilkinson, though, was amazing. Veldman did not have it all his own way, but the man who was supreme, Etienne Bax with André Cermak, they rule the roost with maximum points. We find ourselves, though, this weekend in the Czech Republic. Courtesy of Visit Czech Republic, we are in the pretty town of Loket, which actually doubled up as Montenegro in the 2006 remake of the famous James Bond film Casino Royale. Plenty of cafes, plenty of bars, picturesque architecture, a stunning castle, and the scenery surrounding the town is something else. Loket means elbow, named after the bend in the river. But we're here for motocross, and motocross we are going to see. The second round, Koen Hermans didn't do well in Holland, so he's back for more here.
Well, I came back from my thumb injury, so we did start in Marklo again. I was happy to be there. So we did start a bit easy, just relaxed, just have a good feeling. And then we wanted to make a fast lap, and then there was a small hump, and then we hit him. So I jumped next of the jump, and since that moment I don't remember because I hit my head on something. So then the doctor was directly there, and he have seen the crash and he have seen everything, and then he say you cannot start for the rest of the day. So that's directly that we cannot start on the Sunday because we didn't ride the qualifying. In the beginning we say it's destroying the whole season, but we say to each other we don't give up. We will go till the end, and we will do our best. It's a new track for everyone, and it's a really nice track. So I hope we can show everyone what we can do. So we make the best of it.
Another man who was in the wars was Gert van Verven. He had a massive crash and was knocked out. Everybody was very, very concerned. But he came out unscathed.
Yeah, it was really a good race, the second race. But yeah, it ended up with a big crash. And luckily I escaped it with nothing at all. And it was a big hit. It hit me knockout. But by the end it was all okay. And yeah, still a good result for us. But yeah, I hope that this will never happen again. I saw it on TV, MXGP, and now we are here, and it looks very nice. And I think it's a difficult technical track, but it's new for everyone. So let's make the best. With 4 world titles, I think Ben is the most mature and experienced passenger in the world, and he helps me a lot to give me advice how to ride and how to build up speed. And to have the confidence that I can ride my own pace and to do my own thing behind the steering wheel.
Well, another man who didn't have a particularly good weekend as well. One good ride, but fairly low down the points. Marvin van Lukener, he's got a point to prove coming here, that's for sure.
Yeah, for sure. In Marklo's second race, we had some steering damper was broken, so we go in the pit and there was a red flag. So we had no points, and very, very bad for us. A very bad weekend, but we have a new weekend this weekend in Loket, and we will go for the win for sure.
Don't they all? But what a magnificent track. This has been used so often for MXGP. This track's a bit special. It won't take any prisoners, as we're about to find out.
Hello guys, welcome to this edition of the Track Walk here for round 2 of the 2022 Sidecarcross World Championship here in Loket in the Czech Republic. For this one, we're joined by Robbie Bax here, and Robbie, we've never been to this circuit before in 21 years. You've never raced here before. What are your expectations?
A lot. I see this track many times on the television with the MXGP, and I play it a lot on the PlayStation. And that's so nice to play it on the PlayStation also. And I'm looking forward to drive here. And just this amazing place.
So Robbie, you've already been out for practice at the moment. We've heard your expectations. How does that compare to what you thought to how the track actually is? And how does it compare to Markelo as well? Because it's completely different from what I can see.
Yeah, we feel quite comfortable on the hard pack. So I think we can make a good chance to be in front today and also tomorrow. So we need to make some points good on the front. Markelo was not so well for us. So yeah, we need to keep up fighting to get in front this year.
Just behind us there, we can see the start gate, and from what I can see there, Robert, it's very, very wide, but the first corner is so narrow.
Yeah.
It's going to be difficult off the start.
It's going to be really difficult if you go with 30 sidecars into the first corner. It's going to be really tight, but we just go try to make the whole shot and make it clear.
The track surface as well, there are a lot of stones in there, so the whole shot is even more important.
It's really important. Starters, it's really important because there are so many stones. They can hit your goggles or your fingers or something. You can be injured. But and the speed is high and the jumps are big. So yeah, we're looking really forward for the race.
High speed, big jumps. That is what you can look forward to in this edition.
That is indeed what we can look forward to. This is how they line up, of course. Etienne Bax, Brett Wilkinson, Julian Veldman, Jake Brown. Wonder what Jakey Brown can do this weekend. Marco Heinze, Gordieff, Davy Sanders, Luke Rostang. I'm sorry if I'm not mentioning passengers' names, but I'm rattling through. Dan Foden, Nathan Cooper, the young Brits. The French boys there, Prunier brothers. They did very well. Score points, came away after 2 point scoring races in Marco. Hodges, Hermans, Ryman, Chanteloup. Full lineup, this qualifying Group A then, the opening race. $18 on the line then, and where would you go on this gate knowing there's a tight turn? Hard on the left, it's Julian Veldman and Glenn Jansen's in the green, but the Prunier boys are getting the drag up the top. Are they in front? No, Veldman slides up the inside. Veldman and Sanders, the French boys go a little bit wide. The number 94, Kylian Yvon Prunier, slotting into second place. Koen Hermans, Nicolas Mousset, number 3, coming here with 0 points after not being allowed to compete in Markelo because he suffered concussion, as you heard him say. So that was a bad scenario for him. Let them shuffle themselves around here. 18 is on the line. There's a long way to go in this, but it's all about finding your grid position for the actual Grand Prix races, and that's what it's about. They prefer this format where they race in a qualifying race to sort out the grid rather than have 3 Grand Prix races. Very close action. Looking now for Bax. Bax did not get the best of starts. There he is. Syrah's leader, reigning champion, Etienne Bax, on local ground for his passenger, André Chomak. Go behind, Marco Heinze, Rudy Betschart with a left-hand sidecar. The Swiss boys were going very well in practice here. They're doing just the same here in the first Group A qualifying. You can see how tight this track is. It meets the FIM minimum width just. Heinze went very wide there. There's a wide line round, but Bax took the advantage and he didn't start in the best of places on the grid. He chose the midpoint, and it wasn't a good move. You've got to get off the line so quickly if that's where you come from. Now he's past Kylian and Yvon Prunier. So Bax and Chomak up to third place now. Taken them a while though. 10 minutes gone already, so halfway through. And they're going to have to fight hard because the 2 young guns at the front, and here Veldman and Glenn Jansen's absolutely flying on the Mega. They're well out in front. Herman's pushing hard behind them as well. He's not about to give any ground. The Czech flag's been waved very prominently here in avid support for André Chomak. who actually rode with Veldman, of course, last year. Veldman no longer on the CPD chassis. He's switched to WSP, the chassis made by Daniel Willemsen, which so many of the crews ride. There, Koen Hermans, Nicolas Mousset, number 3. 0 points coming here. So everything for them to play for, and you can bet your bottom dollar they will. Bit of standing water on here. We had a very, very heavy thunderstorm overnight, so no need for anyone really to spray it. There's Brett Wilkinson and Joe Millard in the very distinctive green and pink. Came here third in the world, third best scorers out of Markelo. So they're going to need a good weekend to keep their points tally strong. And they are running okay in this, but not as well as they would have wanted. They're in about 9th place at the moment, with Lefrink ahead of them. So there's work for them to do. But now this battle going on between the French Prunier boys and the Swiss outfit behind, the number 93 of Marco Heinze and Rudy Betchart. Race leader then, Julian Veldman, looking very, very strong in this one. Checkered flag awaits them, and he's got this one, so qualifying a winner gives him a good bite of the cherry and a good selection on the start gate. And where will he choose the same place? Because he started hard on the right as we look at the gate. Waiting for Koen Hermans, over he comes. Koen Hermans, Nicolas Mousset. That'll do nicely. And Etienne Bax, Andre Chermak in 3rd place from a fairly mediocre start. There they are, tail end ahead of them. Confirmation of that then, you saw it, Bax in 3rd, Hermans, Veldman at the top of the pile. Prunier, Gordiev was in there as well, ahead of Heinze. So Gert Gordiev, Kasper Stupilis going very well. Sanders, Tim Lefring and Brett Wilkinson, as I say, with Joe Miller up to 9th. Jake Brown, Paul Horton 11th. Dan Foden, Nathan Cooper rounding out the top 12.
Well, yeah, it's the first time that the start was good again. We did some changes on the engine. The last 2 weeks I could not ride with because I broke the leg a few weeks ago. So what we did was we changed a bit on the engine and tried it a few times. And now you can see also the starts are good again. So and also it's good for tomorrow. So yeah, now we had a good start, a good race. I think we need to change a few little things, but yeah, I'm happy.
Group B then, Group B coming up. Now let's have a look at the starting list. Marvin van Lukenen, Gert van Verven, Justin Kuban, Varek. He finished very strongly, sitting in the top 4 of the world coming here. Willemsen, Brown, Stuart Brown needs a few points. He and Josh Chamberlain, Tom van der Lagemet, Luca Czerny with his French passenger Bastien Chopin on home ground here. Stefan Vyers, Loet van der Putten and Hoffman and Strauss. Mulders Bukal and the rest of the guys, 18, go again. Where are they starting from when they line up? Let's have a look. Hard over on this side, you've got Marvin van Lukenen right against the rails. Right against the rails with Gert van Verven alongside him. Down goes the gate, over they go. Marvin van Lukenen driving hard on the right-hand side of your picture. But look at Daniel Willemsen. Daniel Willemsen and Rodolphe Le Breton shoot into the lead from the middle of the grid. Amazing stuff. That was a cracking start, but then Daniel always could get the bike off the line, and this weekend in Loket, no exception. Robbie Bax putting his head down because of the stones. They're like bullets out there, I can tell you. Had a good look round. These round pebbles come at you like the stuff out of a machine gun. Marvin van Lukenen, Gert van Verven there. Number 7, Justin Kuban. And Johnny Badair, unaccustomed to seeing the number 7 on their back. That always reminds me of Kurt Varek. He, of course, now wearing number 5. He and Larry Kunas. So all change in the closed season, a lot to get used to, new passengers, new colours, new numbers, and I'm not getting any younger. But what? Doesn't matter, doesn't matter. I nearly forgot myself there, but of course, absolutely no way is that going to happen, any more than Daniel Willemsen is going to forget his way round here. But he's under pressure now because he's got Marvin van Lukenen and Robbie Bax right with him. They are pressing hard, they mean business, and they want it. Kurt van Verven and Ben van den Boogaard are in the hunt as well. They're all bunching up. Stuart Brown is coming. Oh, there's a tangle there. That's Stuart Brown mixed up then. Oh, look at that. Kuban and Stuart Brown got hooked up, and that dropped them back, and that has caught them unawares in actual fact, because Van Lukenen is away, Gert van Verven is away. Willemsen will be the next target possibly for Stuart Brown if he can close him down, but he's going to have to work now because that was a bit of a setback there, getting tangled up behind Justin Kuban. Lucas Cherney, number 6, so accustomed to seeing them with 20 on. Number 6 on the Java, the Czech-built Java machine. So he and Bastien Chopin getting the adoration and the adulation of the crowd here at Loket. Already is digging out and meets the FIM with standard, but not many passing places here. You have to seize the moment, grasp the nettle, as we say. Race leader, Marvin van Lukenen, he and Robbie Bax, happy to be out in front, away from those machine gun bullets. And looking strong here. Clock counting down. 8 minutes still to run in this race, but they're looking very composed. Gert van Verven and Ben van den Boogaard looking strong as well. And what a great fist of it Daniel Willemsen made, though, for the first half of this race. Got out of the gate. Bear in mind he's nursing a double break to his left leg, just as Marvin van Lukenen is nursing a badly injured left knee that he's had surgery on. He can't bend it properly. Makes it very difficult because he's now grown into quite a tall young man, in fact a very tall young man. So for him to crouch down over the left-hand side of the bike when he goes into a hard left-hander, very difficult because he can't bend his knee. Wearing a knee brace, looks as if he's been in Robot Wars when he's putting his kit on. I wonder how he will fare over 2 30-minute Grand Prix races. Here comes the number 11 crew. Gert van Verven, Ben van den Boogaard, having put that massive crash in Markelo behind them. Back here in great form and doing a super job. Having a stellar season, one of his best ever, I think, Gert van Verven, on the Italian-built TM 4-stroke. They ride well together, vastly experienced, 4 times a world champion passenger, Ben van den Boogaard. And all of that experience he can now impart to his driver and hold his hand, for want of a better word, on the way round. Z-Tour tractor doing its stuff on the start-finish straight, a la Speedway, very Speedway in actual fact. This is where the track joins at the end of the previous lap and runs across and up the hill into that tight left-hander. Daniel Willemsen still riding respectably, having dropped into 4th place at the moment, so he's got to keep Kurt Varrick at bay if he can. Kurt Varrick and Larry Kunas, number 5, now closing down. Well, that's Justin Kuban. He is there as well, but Varrick's in the hunt. Race leader Van Lukenen make his way past some tail enders here. Checkered flag then. So victory for him, victory for Veldman in the opener. Marvin van Lukenen, Robbie Bax then take it. Kurt van Verven and Ben van den Boogaard bring it home in 2nd place. They are delighted. Stuart Brown Third, pressing hard, got the better of Daniel Willemsen, and a great ride by Willemsen. But there, Stuart Brown. Confirmation of that, Varick there in 5th. Kuban dropped back a little bit. He was in the fight early on, but great stuff. No doubting the supremacy, though, of Marvin van Luken and Robbie Bax, just as Veldman and Janssens were supreme in Group A. Van Luken will be delighted.
We had not the best start, but we can overtake Daniel quite fast, and then we can hold the lead to the end. And overall we are happy of the race, yeah.
I noticed that you're not putting much pressure on your left leg there. How is your knee feeling after the race?
Yeah, my knee is only washer and washer during the weekend, but we have no other option, and we will always give our best, and that we will do for tomorrow also.
The names VMC and Zabel have been synonymous with sidecar motocross for 3 decades. The sport could not have existed without them. They now fall under the auspices of one man really, Belgian Sidecar Service. Davy Maris is with me, he's the driving force. How did all this come about, Davy?
Well, I started a few years ago with riding GPs, and second thing was doing some Sidecar service, and still growing and growing, and then it was the guys from VMC say, better you can do the handling and selling the frames. And then also with the Zabel it was going like this, and finally 2 years ago Zabel passed away. So the final thing was take over the Zabel company, and now we build new engines, and we hope that we can continue and the sport can survive on our engines and our support. That is our goal, and that is what to make with the heart of the sport, and we like to do this. That's how it's growing.
We heard a Zabel 2-stroke Potter pass then from scrutineering. It's a niche sport, it's a very small sport, so you must have to work really, really hard to keep the momentum going.
Yeah, for sure. You cannot make similar with the solo riders or other jobs. Sidecar sport is so small, it's very hard to get the parts from all the deliveries, because we have 2 less parts what you can have compared with the solos. So it's you need to do it with the heart and for the sport, but for sure it's one family, and we need to keep this as a family sport, and I think for sure it's gonna be, we can do it.
VMC took over many years ago really from the Wasp period, when Wasp were at the top, then VMC. Now there are 1 or 2 other chassis, not least of all Willemsen's chassis, of course.
Yeah, Willems have made my chassis last year. It was good chassis. I think at the moment there are no bad chassis. I think for us, we make a good chassis. We did last year with the Corona, we did much improvement on handling from the bike, and I think we're growing. So I think it's going to be in a good direction for us, and we will see what the future can give.
How do you see the engines developing? They won't be any bigger, surely. You must be as big as you need to go.
Yeah, we have some different engines. Some riders want a big engine to compare with the smaller engines, but it's how your physical condition is and how you can handle it. But I think the 700 what we have and the horsepower is coming out. When you give gas, you go fast for sure.
That's a good slogan. When you give gas, you go fast. I like it.
We need to remember.
Watch the World Sidecar Cross Championship live on FIMSidecarcross.com. What will you get? The package includes professional live streaming from every race through the Sidecar Cross Championship, interviews with top riders, backstage information, and much more. Live commentary from Barry Nutley and Bradley Hicks. These guys know their stuff. Sidecar Cross Live on FIMSidecarcross.com. Straight to the races.
And there's no better place to start than in the camp of Etienne Bax and his Czech passenger, Ondřej Čermák.
I am now so satisfied with the first race of the GP.
We make a best in Markelo, yeah, 3-time whole shot. Then we take the full point of this race, and now it was the first race of Etienne home track. Now we are on my place in Czech Republic and in Loket. You can see it's nice track, I think, for the spectators, also for the riders. But I'm not expected it will be so hard, and I think for everybody have to be focused and to concentrate for the best, because it's so technical track, many sections. We can see also the waves, how it's on 90% of every tracks, and it's so hard for the sidecar. But for us, I think not so good qualification yesterday, but we are still there, we are still in the play, and I hope for a better start today and to make at the end of the day the best again how was in Markelo. I think here it's not so important if we are on the right or left or on the middle, but it's still in the play. We go from 5th position to the start line, and I think it's a good to find a good position for the first corner.
Riders' presentation time. The crowd always love it. This is where the guys get introduced to the crowds and they get the chance to get those autographs and meet their heroes up close and personal. Huge local support, as you would expect, for Andrei Cermak. Well, that's how they line up after qualifying. 5th pick of the line for Etienne Bax and Andre. Veldman, Van Lukenen, Hermans, Van Verven. So, the sand specialists have done well here on this hardpack, haven't they? Marco Heinze was absolutely flying. So many guys in there are quick. Brett Wilkinson, well, they're way down the order in terms of gate pick, but they can ride. They'll have to battle through. They've done it before. They can do it again. Always this nervous time, and it's hot here, I can tell you. 23, 24 degrees. You can see Kurt Varick squinting against the sun. Complete contrast to yesterday's qualifying when it was bitterly, bitterly cold and there was a strong wind. Veldman again opting for that far left spot, looking up the start-finish straight. They're all lined up, ready to go. Watch the gate set, away it goes. Veldman, Van Lukenen getting a flyer as well. Right in the middle, it's Daniel Willemsen again. Up and over that left-hander. What a starter he is. Daniel Willemsen, 10 times the world champion, gets another absolute flyer from the middle of the gate. And look at the lead he's got already. It's Etienne Bax and Cermak in second. There's Van Lukenen in there. And there's Marco Heinze in 3rd place. The 93 crew. Marco Heinze, Rudy Betchart with the left-hand sidecar. They've been flying all the way through the weekend. I could see Stuart Brown in there. Stuart Brown and Josh Chamberlain. Oh, Veldman's made a mistake. Up over the loose stuff. Van Lukenen then following, shadowing Heinze. Right-hand chair plays left-hand chair. In the ruts they go, powering up into the blue. Good crowd here, good crowd. There's Bax. There's Heinze. There's Van Lukenen. Van Lukenen, Robbie Bax. 1, 2, 3, 4. Willemsen then leading the pack, as we've seen him do on so many occasions. But he is nursing a double break to his left leg. That was a pre-season training accident. He was hobbling very, very badly in Markelo. He's walking better now, but you can see there's quite a lot of muscle wastage on the calf. So don't expect Daniel Willemsen to go the full distance at race pace, and neither would I can tell you. There's Bax. Bax then sweeping round the outside and assuming control at the front. Willemsen and young Rodolphe Le Breton there, riding the 1-1-1, but Etienne Bax out in front now. He and Andrei Cermak on a bit of a mission. The number 82 red plate holder. Van Lukenen still fighting his way, or trying to fight his way past Marco Heinze. Having a look at the inside, there's no way through there. The Swiss crew doing so well. The number 93, keeping Marvin Van Lukenen and Robbie Bax ever frustrated. Gert van Verven, Ben van der Bogart in the mix. Then, recovering from that first bend incident, Julian Veldman, Glenn Janssens riding number 31. Really close here. Oh, look. Oh, dear me. Van Lukener almost got balked there. The deep rut took Heinze into it, sucked him in. Van Verven went through, got the best of it. Van Lukener's gone so frustrated, he's gone up over the bank and still cannot get past Heinze. But Gert van Verven and Ben van der Bogart profited there and took two in one fell swoop. Now Van Lukener's passed the Swiss. But my goodness me, the Swiss are fast starters. They get that thing off the line, don't they? They really, really do get it off the line. That's a VMC KTM they're riding. So, all credit to KTM. That engine, oh, what's that? That's Veldman. Veldman stopped on the apex of the turn. Veldman and Glenn Janssens. Oh no, the Mega's given up the ghost. What's a hand in the air from Van Lukener? Surely not. What's happened to Van Lukener? The back end looks a bit low. Rear wheel collapse, maybe? There's something wrong. Rear shock. Rear shock. The rear shock has collapsed. There is no air between the tyre and the rear mudguard. That rear shock's collapsed. Game over for them. And it looks like game over for Veldman as well. Well, that's handed everybody a bit of a bonus, hasn't it? Willemsen's still leading, so we've got a whole load of ones there. We've got 1-1-1 followed by 1-1. 111. Now the customary number for Daniel Willemsen. Riding with that young Frenchman who started his Sidecarcross career with his father. There you saw Daniel Willemsen say to Gert van Verven, go on, slip by, I'm not going to be able to keep this up. But he knows that the only way he's going to get back fit is to keep racing, and we've heard so many times from these people, nobody knows how to give up. Brett Wilkinson, Joe Millard there, looking strong now. The green and pink combination, Brett Wilkinson fighting his way up from what we know was a fairly lowly start because he was about 17th pick of the grid. He's gone past Heinze. Max and Chermak looking really, really tidy in this one. Having fought their way past, they're in among the tail enders now. The blue flag's being waved, as you can see. Red plate holders now. 10 minutes remaining in this 30-minute plus 2-lap race. And Koen Hermans and Nicolas Mousset are coming. Having changed their shirts, gone from blue to an all-white strip, they are on their way. You can see now, it's a tail ender between them and Bax, but they're winding them in hand over fist. Gert van Verven, Ben van der Bogart in third and looking strong, and that TM sounding absolutely delightful. Can't tell you how impressed I am with Van Verven after that massive crash in Markelo to come back and just put it out of his mind really and get on with it here on what is a very technical and a demanding track. This is a completely different kettle of fish from the deep sand that he excels in, but he seems to have developed a new mindset with the support of Ben van der Bogart alongside. Look at this! Hang on! This is a battle for the front. What have we got? Etienne Bax, Henri Chermak coming under pressure now from Koen Hermans and Nicolas Mousset. The all-white crew behind, pushing hard. Veldman is back in business, but he's a lap adrift. Julian Veldman and Glenn Janssens are racing with the front, but they are a lap down. They've got going, so whatever their problem was, wasn't terminal. Unlike that of Van Lukener, who's out with a collapsed shock. They're racing at racing speed, and they are basically unlapping themselves, which will give the stewards a difficult dilemma, really. They're allowed to unlap themselves, provided they don't interfere with the race per se at the front. Hermans on the final lap, having muscled his way past. and just charged off into the distance, taking the checkered flag, leaving Etienne Bax to scrap with Julian Veldman, who is a lap adrift. Runner-up spot then for the 82 red plate, not what they would have wanted, but it all shook down in the end, didn't it? It's third place for Gert van Verven and Ben van den Bogart, and a distant fourth, but a very strong fourth, for Kilian and Evan Prunier, les Français. Great result for them. There it is, confirmed. Hermans then, magnificent, 25 points. Came from nowhere, didn't he, and galloped past Bax, who obviously had a bit of a problem there. Van Verven, Prunier, as I say. Kuben, Heinze, Willemsen still respectable in 7th. Stuart Brown collected 8th, ahead of Leferink. Ben Foden, Nathan Cooper, good strong result for them. George Kinge, Dan Phelps, the Brits going well. Veldman scored points. A lap adrift, but up to 12th. That'll do. Well, Koen Hermans then, magnificent victory here, 25 points, got to be pleased with that.
Well, in the beginning I was seeing I came closer and closer, and then we did feel good on the bike. So yeah, we in 3-4 laps we came really close of him, and then we could pass him, and then we can make our own race. Yeah, I will do my best, and I think we can do this. We have now see in the first heat we can do it. So yeah, it was really good, and we will see what the second heat brings.
Well, Bax has got a bit of thinking to do, but he has had a few problems with the fueling and the electronics on the Husky. Doesn't know the answers, but he's going to have to keep plugging away. Get the laptop in, boy. That'll do it. Where's he starting from this time? Well, race 2 just round the corner. Don't go away. Well, they have to do it all over again. We've got Veldman here, we've got Van Lukenen right alongside him. Van Lukenen then, having fixed that rear shock, down goes the gate. Veldman from 12th in race 1. What can he do this time? And would you believe it? Daniel Willemsen again sweeps round the outside, but he has to go up the bank this time. Do you know, it was the French boys. It was Prunier. Went up the inside and pushed him wide. Has he stayed there? No, he hasn't, because it's Veldman. Veldman and Bax, but Prunier are there. They're there, and so is Van Lukenen. The men you would expect to be up there, but I tell you what, the number 94 crew did themselves proud. Etienne Bax then, and Andre Chermak got the better of this one halfway round the first lap, and it's Julian Veldman and Glenn Janssens from Marvin Van Lukenen. Away they go down over the hill. Fantastic stuff. Let me get my breath back. Let me try and sort these guys out, because there's a real mix going on at the moment. Veldman there, Van Lukenen. Then it's Hermans. And out in front, Bax. And Chermak. Good start by Kurt Varrick as well. A better start that time by Brett Wilkinson, but he's still having to make up ground. Gert van Verven was slightly more tardy that time. Not so Kurt Varrick and Stuart Brown. Stuart Brown holding off the big Estonian. The number 5 Estonia, Stuart Brown. And Josh Chamberlain going so well this time. Left-hand chair suiting it. It's not too biased, this track. The left works fairly well. The 888 crew holding off Kurt Varrick, and Varrick is on a charge, so they're doing a great job. Is he going up the inside? Or he pushes the right-hand sidecar in front of Stuart Brown. Is there a way back for the gritty Britons here? Dropping into the wheel tracks. They're on the deep rut, though, on that right-hand side. The wheel drops in, and it doesn't drive up quite as well as the right-hand chairs, but nonetheless, Varrick then having moved past. There's Gert van Verven. Gert van Verven going through your picture. There he is. So he's coming up to play as well, and a little bit further down the order as well this time. Up towards 8th place now, Gert van Verven. 6th, I beg your pardon. He's in 6th. Wilkinson is in 8th. So it's all chop and change here. Gert van Verven getting pressed now by Stuart Brown. Stuart Brown then is going to relegate the big Dutchman, I think. Looks that way. Koen Hermans looking strong. Number 3, Hermans. Veldman out in front. Van Lukenen in 3rd. I remind you, look at the caption going through. Bax out in front. Veldman 2nd. Then it's Van Lukenen in 3rd. Etienne Bax, Andre Cermak making no mistake this time. They need good points if they're going to hang on to the red plate. Weren't happy with their own performance in the opening race, but that's the way it goes. Hermans took victory there. Veldman this time though, 12th in race 1, looking very, very strong now. Having made his way past, and Bax is out of it. Oh no, another top name retirement. Looking down, that's engine problem. So I reckon that electrical or the fuel problem has reared its head again. Either way, the Husky has died. Julian Veldman on his way now. Looking good and looking a class act as well in this one. 1 lap to go. 30 minutes plus 2 laps has gone in the blinking of an eye. Of course, when we do a highlight show, you get a potted version of the action. The only way you can watch them all the way through is to join us live on our live stream on WSC TV, and you get all the weekend action, the qualifying in its entirety, all the quads when they join us, and the whole lot of both races. Checkered flag for Veldman and Glenn Janssens. Victory for them, and great news. Waiting for Koen Hermans and Nicolas Mousset, who are some 50 seconds adrift. That is a lifetime. Having won the first race, to trail home by that sort of margin, incredible. Impressive performance by Veldman. There they are, runners-up. This is the overall table as a result of the 2 race results. Hermans then tops the leaderboard overall. Veldman in 2nd, Van Verven, Prunier, Varric, and of course a retirement for Etienne Bax rules him out of the overall running, so to speak. Stuart Brown, 7th overall. Etienne Bax was down there in 8th, so he got some points for a finish, but goodness knows how. He was a lucky boy. Heinze, Van Lukenen, oh, he needs more. He's only got 20 from this weekend. Well, fantastic stuff for Gert van Verven on the podium. What more can you say?
Definitely was an awesome race. Only we had halfway we had a problem with the exhaust, it broke. So we had to slow down with the pace to not overheat the engine. But we managed to keep on rolling the bike, and yeah, it was an awesome weekend. And we still don't know if it's 3rd, 2 or 4. That was a crazy race, but I'm so happy.
Veldman gets his just desserts. He's 2nd. I can tell you, Gert, you were 3rd. There you go, buddy. Now you know.
I will never give up, and that's what you see today. I will go until the end. Same as in the first heat. I got the blue flag, I let everyone go. And then I got the pace to pass the back, and the last lap I could pass 2 more people, so there's 2 more points, and I think we will need that on the end of the season.
But it's top of the box for Koen Hermans and Nicolas Mousset. Overall victory here, and that has put them back on track for their championship. No wonder they'd never give up.
Yeah, it was, but the second heat we couldn't find a good rhythm, so it was not easy to follow, but we always say you have to finish the race, and we did it, and so we could pass Bach. So yeah, it's really good for us, and it will stay motivated for us. Now I believe more in the championship. We always say it's still possible. Everyone can have mechanic problems or something else, but yeah, you don't help. But it's always possible. So yeah, we will do our best to still reach my goal.
Championship classification, 3 points. Etienne Bax holds on to the red plate. Varric Van Vermen third in the title chase. Veldman, Wilkinson still there. What a result for them. Must do better next time out when we are in the sand of Belgium. Van Lukener, well, he's got a lot of work to do, but he'll keep coming, won't he? He's such a professional. It's really brilliant. Thank you for joining us. Next time we go to Lommel in the sand of Belgium. Join us again for WSC Round 3. From me, Barry Nutley, thanks for being our guests. You make it all worthwhile. Keep it coming.
We never stop, still going when you finish. And even when we bleed, still believe that we can win this. We got what's underneath, you're all about that image. We never even stop at the top, no limits. Champions, and we're the champions. And we're the champions. And we're the champions. So bring it on.
Williamson is 10 times the world champion. Bax and Stupilis, they've done it again. Unbelievable. Marvin Van Lukener certainly deserves the red plate. And what an incredible sport this is. Fast, high and spectacular. Unbelievable.